Hey, what's up? So I have a very important message for you. Actually, it was a very important message for me that I had to remind myself of. Kind of the universe did it for me, and I had this pop into my head, and I had to write it down before I forgot. And this was last night that I wrote this down, but it's very, or maybe it was this morning actually. Because last night I kind of was having a hard time. I was in kind of a hard mindset, like later in the evening, because I was working on this project and I was just feeling tired. And I was also thinking about, I've had a lot of like crazy, unexpected life changes lately. So I was questioning whether I was on the right path, whether I was doing the right things, whether I was on the right path, right? Aligned with who I should be, who I want to be, rather. And yeah, I ended up, getting to a good stopping place in my project and going to bed. And I just kept telling myself to have patience with myself and, yeah, just try and relax and just let things be. But I was still having kind of a hard time. I went to sleep feeling a little uneasy, unsure about life right now because my where I'm at right now is kind of weird. I'm in kind of a weird in between place in my life right now. And it's not where I expected to be. I'm not really mad about it. It's not where I expected to be, but that just means that wherever I was heading before wasn't the right path for me because all of this has kind of fallen into place, and that's okay. I just was doubting myself and what I was doing, whether I was doing the right things. And I think I was getting so caught up in trying to finish my project and in what ifs, right? Like, what if I don't finish this project by the deadline I gave myself? What if, I have these like goals that I've set for myself recently, somewhat recently. So, what if I don't finish this painting so then I can go get those goals or reach those goals? Or what if I don't reach those goals at all? What if none of this works out? What if I just have to go back to my old life because what I'm doing isn't working, you know? And I doubted what I've built for myself so far. I think just because I was so caught up in getting things done and doing things right and making sure that people like what I'm doing and that I'm not taking the wrong steps, not being irresponsible. So this morning, I woke up and I kind of still had those thoughts in my mind, but I rolled over and the first thing I saw was my painting that I'm working on. And I was just looking at it while I was still in bed. And I realized I don't even know what made me think of this, but I think maybe it was just laying there thinking about the previous night and what I've been doing and what I've been doing, I don't know, so far where I'm at right now and what I'm planning on doing in the future on all this uncertainty. I was laying there thinking about all of that and I just started to I thought, why did I even start doing all of this in the first place? Because a lot of my, like, worries and thoughts and stress was over money, because right now I don't have a whole lot of money. Um, and so I have big plans, big plans and little funds, you know what I mean? And I have these ways that I want to achieve those goals and get the funds that I need to achieve them and do what I want to do. But even those ways of getting it are ambitious for me. They just, they're ambitious. They just are. And so I was laying there thinking, why did I start all of this in the first place? Which, by all of this, I mean my art, starting my art again, because it's something that I had dropped for a long time and had never pursued seriously up until a recent point in my life. And also this channel, because yeah, this is also something that I care a lot about. I really care a lot about this. This channel is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I actually used to make videos when I was a little kid. Me and my best friend would go around making YouTube videos and post them, just like cringy kid videos, but they were great and it was so much fun. And I really enjoyed doing it, just expressing myself and putting my ideas out into the world. And some people liked it. Most people probably thought it was cringy kid shit, but some people liked it, and I liked it. We were having fun. That was the point. We were having fun. We were just doing these things that we want. We just had ideas that we wanted to see brought to life and put out into the world. So we made these goofy videos, and that's why I do what I do. That's why I started doing what I do again. A few videos back, I talked about these paintings that I made. Actually, they're right here. One second. But yes, these. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of hard with the light, but this was the first one I did out of the two. This is the first one I did. When I first started painting again, this would have been a little while, phew. Oh my god, like a year and a half ago now? Year and a half ago, maybe? I was in a point in my life where I could not hold it in anymore. I was bottling up so much pain and emotion and hiding my true self away, and I felt like I was dying, actually, literally. Like, just, I know this is raw, but like, I did not know if I was gonna make it through to the next day. It was like that for too long. Too long. So eventually, I knew I needed to do something about it. So I bought a paint set, palette and brushes, canvases, paints, and I painted this. And it's untitled. I never came up with a title that I was happy with. It makes me emotional to talk about it because, like, this is the most raw painting I have ever painted, ever. It is completely freehand. I didn't even know what I didn't even have a design in mind. I just started. I needed to do something, so I just started painting until this came out. And then with this one is titled, it's called Escape into My Best Self. This one's got a lot of metallic paint, so it's hard to see. That kind of helps a little bit. It's also unfinished. This painting is not finished. I made this after I made that first one, and I was in a similar, oh, there you go, similar kind of like mindset. Like I needed, but this is when I knew I needed to do something. I knew I needed to get out of my situation. I needed to take control of my life and start living for myself again, like I had not been doing for as long as I could remember. So this is unfinished because eventually I made the decision to take my life into my own hands and be responsible for myself and my state of life and mind. And yeah, so that one never got finished. But all of that's to say, the reason I started painting was from pure, concentrated need of self expression. This need, deep craving for self expression. I had to let myself out. I had to. These are just straight raw emotion on a canvas. That's all these are. And that's why I started. And now I'll show you like what I make now, recent works. There have been some more in between, but they're all hard to get to right now. I'm kind of like, I just moved into this house that I'm in right now. I'm staying with family at the moment, so all my stuff is kind of packed up. So only my recent works, I had to dig those two up. Everything's kind of hidden. But this is the first one that I made. I think we kind of look like. Anyway, this is the first one I made when I got here, moved in back with my family after like all this crazy stuff because I had like made this decision to take my life back, and then I like moved away from that city into a different city with some people who I thought were my friends, and some of them were, and some of them turned out not to be, and that situation got a little messy. So I had to come here, and once I got here, I realized that while it wasn't necessarily ideal, I was still living like my circumstances, right, weren't necessarily ideal. I'd love to have my own space. I love to be able to have my I love to be able to have my freedom and do what I want when I want, live how I want without worrying about disturbing others or having other people come in and disturb me. But I realized that I was okay, things were good because I was living for myself, because I was doing the things that make me happy despite other people trying to get me off of that train, the happy train. Right. So I made this. And I had this song in my head called it's called Best Damn Day. And yeah, anyway, it's a really good song, Best Damn Day by Brewfish. Really good song. Song. And I was just very grateful for my circumstances. Things had worked out. I could have ended up with, after everything I had been through, in terrible circumstances, and I ended up in good ones instead. Not exactly what I expected, but not bad, right? I was so grateful to just be in a beautiful place and to be able to express myself. I just had this great joy for where I was in life, even though it wasn't, ideal. It was still a beautiful place to be. still is, right? And I just had this overwhelming joy, so I painted this. Compare, let's compare. Hang on. Hold up. Let's just compare. Both have been painted from pure raw emotion. Isn't that just incredible? What art can do, how you can put yourself, turn a blank canvas into something, into a visual representation of your soul. Isn't that amazing? That's why I do it. That's why. Same with YouTube. That's why. Look at this. I did this after the smiley. I've shown this before on my channel. I just love her so much. I just love her. God, I love her so much. And she's all metallic and shiny. I love her. And this one too, I was at the time I was feeling very like go with the flow, just like enjoy life, go slow and enjoy it, right? So I made this very like flowy, like smooth vibes cactus lady who's just she knows she's a diva, she knows she's all that. Because she is, right? And then I made this. Like this I just wanted it to be like an explosion of color and joy on this side. That's a little cave. This it's kind of hard to see, but like this alien on the corner just sitting and enjoying life, enjoying the sun. And then on this side, I know it's kind of hard to see with the front facing camera and everything. If you want a better look at any of this, it's all on my Instagram page, except for these two first ones. Those are not, but everything else is if you want closer looks. But yeah, it's this on the other side, it's this meditating alien by this fire in his UFO. And when I was making this, I was feeling very, very bubbly and happy about life. And then I kind of had another moment like last night of like this self doubt and worry. And I had to tell myself to just remember why I do what I do. So I put my, emotions into what I was working on at the time because I did not know what I was going to do with this like flat side of the rock. And I was holding it, looking at it, and I was worrying about, like, I had these worries in the back of my mind, and I just went, no, it's gonna be okay. Just be and know that it's gonna be okay. Because it will, and things will get better, and things will look better when it is brighter, and it will get brighter. So, I really like this. I really like this. I love the bright side, the little cave and him peeking out. And then on the other side, you have this more muted, uh, but I think very powerful scene of this alien meditating by the fire in the quiet. Very cool stuff, I think. So, this morning, I think it was this morning, I wrote this down as a reminder to myself, and now I want it to be a reminder to you too. If you are struggling with this feeling of getting lost in the noise, so whether that's not doing your project because of everything going on around you, or maybe you're getting burnt out and Maybe you've lost sight of why you started in the first place, right? And you're wondering why you even do what you do. So I wrote this down. And again, this was for myself, but now it's for you too. It says, don't lose sight of why you started in the first place. Self-expression, boo. It's why you do what you do. Putting it out in the world encourages others to express themselves too. Isn't that amazing? Don't forget. Don't forget. Putting it out in the world encourages others to do it too. And I don't know, it's just a beautiful reminder to be yourself and express who you are, truly who you are, just for the love of the game, baby. Just because you love expressing yourself, just because you gotta be who you are, you can't hold it in any longer. And if you're lost in your project and you're doubting yourself, or you're at this point in your life where you don't know what's going on and you're doubting what you're doing, just remember why you started in the first place. Don't forget why you started in the first place. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm pretty happy with that. I love you. You watching, I love you. You are a beautiful person. You have goals that you deserve to achieve, but you can only get there if you remember why you started in the first place, why you wanted to set those goals in the first place. Okay? I love you. Bye.